Vote counting is underway in Mali. Amid security concerns, thousands of people cast their ballots in the presidential polls on Sunday. The country is hoping the vote will end years of instability. Results are expected to start trickling in by Tuesday. Now, the European Union had more than 80 observers on the ground in Mali to monitor those polls. Local media are reporting that in some parts of the country, voting didn't take place at all due to a lack of security. The EU observer mission had urged the government to publish the stations that would be unable to open in order to quell candidates' suspicions. Opposition candidates claim more than 640 polling stations out of the 23,000 did not open due to security. However, the EU observer mission says that despite some stations opening late, voting was calm.
With regards to the opening of the polling stations, we have witnessed that 70% of the 44 polling stations opened on time. With regards to the remaining 30%, of the delay was between 5 to 30 minutes. According to our direct observations on the ground, all the polling stations we monitored were open within 30 minutes of the opening time. The delay was either due to equipment or electoral agents who were a bit late, but globally, everything is going very calm, as far as we have observed ourselves.
Well, CGTN's Penina Karibe is following developments in this election for us. She joins us now live from Bamako. Penina, it seems that security is one of the biggest concerns in this election. Just give us an idea of what the security situation is like right now.
Well, Lindy, it was a big concern, like you mentioned, and rightly so, because on Friday we saw one of the main jihadist groups in the country allied to Al-Qaeda issue a statement calling these elections a mirage and saying they would do nothing for the people of Mali. And we also heard from the government saying it's deployed over 30,000 security personnel across the country. But despite that presence of security personnel, Lindy, we still had reports of attacks. There was a village in Timbuktu that was attacked on the eve of elections, and the ballot boxes were burned, the polling stations were burned down as well. And also in Mopti, that's in central Mali, there were armed militia groups that attacked polling stations, attacked the electoral officials as well, and called up the elections there. Now, I can tell you here in Bamako, voting took place under heavy security presence. Lindy, in every polling station we visited, there was police and military stationed at the entrance of the polling stations doing thorough searches of the voters as they got in to vote. Now, we understand that 105 in total polling stations, of course, from state media, didn't vote due to violence. Government not indicating if there will be any day set aside for those polling stations that didn't vote to do so. But up until now, Lindy, we are still yet to get a full picture of the scale of the security attacks across the country.
It is certainly concerning indeed. But let's move on to the fact that vote counting is already underway. Is there any indication at this stage of who might be in the lead, and when can we expect that final result?
Well, at the moment, Lindy, I can tell you absolutely not. No indication yet. Just only this morning, there were some election observers saying that they witnessed counting of votes that didn't really meet the standards set aside in the electoral rules. And they're saying they're yet to understand fully what may have happened in such polling stations. So, of course, this goes to tell you that we may have some delays, of course, to get a clear indication of who's in the lead. According to the electoral official, we should get a clear result perhaps on Friday. But in the next 2 days, Lindy, we should be able to tell who is in the lead. But I can tell you still a lot of tension here because Sumaila Cisse, who is the main rival of the incumbent Boubacar Keita, has been talking about electoral fraud really for the entire campaign period. And his supporters are saying that they expect nothing of a clear result, clear of any malpractices. So this afternoon, we're expecting to hear from the electoral observers. There will be a press conference in the next about 4 hours from now, and we should really be able to have an idea of how counting is going on across the country, and also perhaps by tomorrow morning we should have the early indication of who's in the lead.
Well, let's hope so indeed. Thank you so much. Penina Karibe joining us there from Bamako in Mali.